Welcome to the Deakin Uni Women's Match of the Round, live here from Cheong Park. The two best teams in the women's competition going head-to-head this morning in the South Croydon Bulldogs and the Eastern Devils. Can South Croydon and the Eastern Devils a 33-game undefeated streak? You can catch all the action live here on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Josh Ward, joined by Scott Hardy in the call chair, Kate Green on the boundary, and off the bat we're joined by the Eastern Devils senior women's coach, Jason Cridland. Thanks for joining us, Jace.
No worries, guys. Thank you for having me.
How was
the voice?
That's all good. I'm sure there's a bit of extra excitement about this game going head-to-head with South Croydon.
Yeah, it's always a game that I think both clubs look forward to. They're really good quality opposition. Reality is everything we're aiming for now is aimed at 2 weeks' time, and today is, I guess, a chance to put a few things in place looking towards the finals. So, yeah, it's an exciting game.
Is there extra attention put into this game, just given South Croydon have been, from the outside it seems, have been the side that's gone the most closest to you ever since you've joined the AFNL?
I wouldn't say extra attention. I think really what we do is we're very much focused on the next action and the next game. So we just, whoever we're coming up against, we prepare for. We have a distinct style of footy that we like to play. We don't deviate too much away from that, so it doesn't really matter who the opposition is. We look at the way we play and play to our strengths.
The way you play, are you looking, obviously, in the next sort of coming weeks as to the radar? Because obviously weather conditions has changed. Obviously last week was quite challenging for everybody in the competition, but you obviously had a tight game in probably what people would have thought was probably going to be a more comfortable sort of win. Do you sort of look at that, or you just sort of roll the dice and hope that the sun stays out?
No, I think you've got to be smart enough to play to the conditions. Last week's probably the heaviest ground since I've been coach at the Devils that we've played at. I mean, that was tough conditions. But having said that, Mount Ever are a good team. They play really, really well at home.
Yep.
They knocked us off there a couple of years ago. So we were expecting a tough game and we got it. We didn't play our best football, but found a way to win, which was pleasing. Ultimately, since probably the Baronia game a couple of weeks ago, everything we've done is aiming towards the final, so we're not actually too fussed about whether we win, lose or draw. Like, people talk about the winning streak, and it's actually totally irrelevant to us, because ultimately what we're aiming for is to finish top two, then make a grand final and hopefully win a premiership. So, but I guess if the conditions are bad, you've got to change your game. You can't overpossess the footy in wet weather. You've got to play smarter.
And is your team sort of currently, so do you feel like the team list that you've got is the best at the moment, or are you still always looking to develop that? Or obviously sometimes your hand is forced. I saw that you had Ashley Allsop, she's out today. Yeah, look,
we've probably got another 4 players we can bring in.
Yep.
We had a few VFLW players that we looked at whether we'd bring them in, but we're playing Chloe because Ash is out, so just through necessity. South Croydon obviously have probably gone the other way and got a few come back, which is great for the competition to have that standard of player playing. We're just building towards the finals. As I said, we've got 4 players to come back into our best side over the next couple of weeks. It's good. There's challenges for positions, and players out there today will probably miss out on a finals game.
Yep. And just touching on some of those VFLW players, as you mentioned, Chloe Hunt come back, I think it was last week, she came back into the lineup. Danica DeSanto the last couple of weeks. Just bringing in that quality of player must add a bit more quality to an already talented group.
Yeah, and I think culturally they're both really good for the club as well. So Chloe's been down here for years. She's been available to play for weeks, and we told her, you can train, but we're not playing you unless we really need to, which with Ash out, we've kind of needed to. So Deeks is eligible for finals, so it's a different situation. But I guess what the VFLW players bring is experience at a higher level. We're really fortunate. I think, had a bit of a look at it during the week. I think we've probably got 12, 13 players out there today that have played VFL football at some stage. So we're a very experienced team, which is great.
Just quickly, just while you're talking about Ash being out, is she out long term or short term?
No, she'll be back next week. She's actually away with work.
Oh, okay.
It's not an injury, thankfully.
Good.
And just touching on that VFLW talent, we spoke with your daughter Riley a couple of weeks ago on Female Footy Focus, and that was a really great chat. And she mentioned there was a lot of VFLW players, which must help gain the experience for someone like Rebecca Munyard, Hayley Thompson, players that have come to the club this season.
Absolutely. I think it's not only culturally, it's training standards, because they're training at a higher level and have trained at home, played at a higher level. It flows through to obviously training, and when you're young and inexperienced, particularly at Premier League level in Hayley's case, to be able to come down and play, and she's got Shelley Beggs alongside her, Nicole Price, Chloe Hunt, it just takes the pressure off. You're not coming into the team and you're expected to kick 5 or 6 a week. It's probably like at East Ringwood, she was kicking goals for fun. Here she doesn't need to. She just needs to play a role. So it's really good.
And yeah, just touching on that depth in that forward line, as you mentioned, there's a lot of goal kickers. Shelley Beggs leading the way, one of the leading goal kickers in Premier Division once again. It must be pretty nice having that amount of goal kickers to rely on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think really, really important that we're not reliant upon 1 or 2 players. So if somebody has an off day, hopefully someone else can stand up. But we're very fortunate. We've got a number of players that can hit the scoreboard. Obviously, an aim this year is actually to be the midfield to actually hit it a bit more. So actually, Riley's kicked a few this year. Jess Morney on the wings kicked a few as well, which is really good. So that's certainly something we're always working on and trying to improve. The minute you stand still and accept the level you're at, it's the minute you're not improving. So we're always aiming to add layers of play to our game.
Well, Jason, we really appreciate your time before this massive contest. Good luck for today and good luck for another finals.
Thanks, guys. Have a good call.
Thank you, Jason, the senior women's coach of the Eastern Devils Football Club, joining us, and we're just about to be joined by Simon Hammersley, the senior women's coach of the South Croydon Football Club. Always good with his time for the EFNL media team. Thanks for joining us, Simon.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. I'm sure there's a bit of extra excitement about this contest going up against the benchmark of the Premier Division, not just this season, but in the past couple of seasons.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, they've been an amazing team, obviously, throughout the journey, in a very rich history that's to be envied and respected. The rest of us just keep ticking away, trying to get a bit closer every time we get out there. So I'm hoping for a good game today, and the weather holds off a little bit so everybody gets to see the best going at it.
And I asked this question to Jason before. Do you put extra attention into this type of game? Because obviously, as I mentioned, Eastern Devils have been the benchmark for the past couple of seasons. Is there any extra focus on this game?
Look, I mean, yeah, I guess people probably love to think so, but the reality is, as a coach, you've got to be a bit sort of pragmatic about things, and really we benchmark ourselves against ourselves and how we're going every year and every game, how we're going. And sometimes we lose and we get beaten by better sides, and we sort of feel like we've gone all right. And sometimes, we win and we feel like we haven't actually played that well too. So, from our end, it's sort of really just focus on us and what we're doing and how we're trying to play the game. And little bit by little bit, we're sort of getting better.
We're talking off air. We're sort of looking at the side that you've named today. We think it's probably one of the best lineups you've had. Is that a fair assessment, or do you feel as though there's still a bit more depth and a few more people to come back in to take their part?
Certainly a really strong lineup today. So there's a lot of sort of full-time VFL footballers in the team today that have come back to play club footy, which we love. That's great that they are still attached to the club and that they want to be here playing games of footy. And a lot of good ones running around in twos too as well that have done a great job of just going back and working on things and biding their time until sort of they get another chance to come and play senior footy. But in terms of quality players that have played a lot of footy at sort of higher level this year, there's a lot of them in the team today.
And do you feel, I was talking before as well, sort of about the conditions, like last week we saw what can deliver. Actually, last time we were out here calling the game of the round, it was raining sideways then as well. Have you sort of spoken to the girls about that game plan and that evolving game plan throughout the day and stuff, if weather can change? Because at the moment I'm getting blue on this side, but I'm getting grey over here.
100%. So stuff that we've been really trying to focus on this year and work on is different phases of the game and how we actually play the game in different situations to get the game shape that we want, and whether what's happening in the game to create that game shape and get the opportunities we want out of it, or maybe not open the game up so much. So last time you guys were out, South Belgrave did a great job in the second quarter of just completely nullifying the whole game. I think there's maybe 1 point kicked in the whole quarter for 20 minutes, and that's certainly not the way that we want to play the game. We don't want to sort of get to the end of the game and have a 3 goals versus 3.5 goals sort of score line. We want to open it up and try and get our players some opportunity to do what they do best in the forward half. So, but the rain comes, it makes a challenge, and that's trying to actually get it how we want it is the challenge, and that's the learning thing for our team and something that we definitely worked on. Yeah.
And with that, obviously today you're probably presuming it's going to be a very open game and probably a high scoring game, considering that Eastern Devils have scored 915 points for. You're only just, you're behind, but in the competition you're second best in points for. Have you got sort of plans for that if they get out on a little bit of a lead or get the leash out a bit too far to rein it back in?
Definitely. So, I mean, the guys are talking about it in the week in the podcast, and the reality is for both sides, if we have the years that we want, it could be 3 times in 5 weeks that we've got to face off against each other. So whether all the tricks and tools are coming out of the tool chest this week or not in the game, probably remains to be seen. We're sort of happy enough with the side we've got on paper to play head-to-head footy and let it roll and see what happens. And they've generally, over the journey, been pretty good at just putting 1 quarter on the board that puts us to the sword. So that's the challenge, is to take that quarter away from them, that the game stays relatively tight on the scoreboard and you're in a position that you can actually get the job done.
And you mentioned the game plan just before, and when we talked in the off-season, just you were developing a new game plan just to help when the depth is tested. Do you feel like that game plan is starting to click, particularly the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, certainly. So early in the year, we found that it's probably something. There's teams in the competition that are still developing a bit, and a couple that have been around for a while that are a bit stronger. And early in the year, we found that against those sides that are just sort of still learning their way in Premier footy, it's very effective and cuts them up pretty quick, and we get scores on the board. And against some of those other ones, when there's more pressure in the game, we go back to some bad habits and maybe don't do everything that we want in the game. So it's evolving, and every game we play, we get better at it. Obviously, there's lots in the game today that play all sorts of different systems and all different structures at different places. So that's a bit of a mix, trying to make sure we're all on the same page. But our last sort of month of footy's been really great. We talked about it when we talked on the podcast. We had sort of 3 games in a row that we're going to be sort of see where we're standing, where everyone else is standing, and we came through them, and those teams all had good patches in the games where they took the scoring out of the game stuff, but overall we sort of probably an average winning margin of sort of 40 or 50 points through those 3 weeks. So feel like we're getting better at it every time we play.
Absolutely. And last week against Veronia, it wasn't Taylor Black and Tanika Martin leading the way. It was Amy Grimwade with the 3 goals in the best on ground. Does that help, having that extra goal kicker inside that forward 50, not having to rely on Taylor Black and Martin, who have still been superb? And when we were last out here, they were absolutely superb with 5 goals each.
Yeah, so Ryan's favourite, Grimmers, kicked a few goals last week. So Grimmers does a power work up the ground, which we've talked about, but the forward group have sort of been into a bit and said, look, you're such a great mover and great kick of the footy, like have a look at the sticks, you don't always have to be poking into us. And we've had on balls and things pop up at different times, and our half forwards kick goals, but the other 2 are so good at it that for the most part that doesn't happen. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty out there that can find the goals if we need to. Yeah, it was nice for Grimmers last week because she does a lot of work without getting a lot of effort, reward for her effort a lot of weeks, but last week, it stands out.
And just some of the VFLW players coming back as well, namely Jamie Lee Morrow and Maggie McKellar as well, who haven't played the last couple of years and obviously were part of that 2022 grand final side. Just how great is it to have those 2 back, having gained a lot of VFLW experience the last couple of years? McKellar, a premiership player along the way as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're amazing. So it's a big commitment for them to go away, and our club fully supports that and wants to see all our players get the best out of themselves, whether it's here or further down the line. And Mags, hasn't worn our jumper for a couple of years, and JL probably a couple of games last year and one early this year and again today. But they're just great to have around the group. They're sort of training. 5 or 6 of them at training every week that just lifts everybody else up a bit. The vibes at training have been great because they're all up and about and moving around and fully part of the group. And it's just great to have that kind of quality running around with your squad.
Well, Simon, we always appreciate the time you give to the EFNL media team in a podcast or a match of the round. Thank you for joining us this morning, and good luck for today and for the rest of the season as well.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a great call.
Thank you, Simon. Simon Hammersley. What a terrific job he's done with the South Croydon senior women's program. Obviously, a couple of years ago they were playing, I think, in Division 2, and now they're playing Premier Division and one of the better sides in Premier Division. Scott, it's great calling alongside you for this. What is probably the biggest game of the season that we've covered all season long? As I mentioned, the 2 best sides in the women's competition going head-to-head. It's exciting times, isn't it, out here at Cheong Park?
Yeah, thanks, Josh, and welcome to you too. We've jumped straight into it, haven't we? Just to talk to the coach straight off the bat, and not too far away from that first bounce as the third tier gets closer to the
They still trail by 8 points though. 1-2-8 South Croydon. Eastern Devils yet to score. 9 minutes played here first quarter.
She's been ruining herself there. Black's had 2 opportunities. Unfortunately, that one, just great pressure, like you said, Josh, for Eastern Devils, and that's what wins you matches, having that back line there as a last line. So Eastern Devils look to clear out through Ang. Just holds it up, assesses the options. Had McDonald spare for the moment at short, ignores her and just goes long down to a 2-on-2 contest. Oh, it's a really strong mark there by Hunt. Coming down on this commentary side. Oh, South Croydon under it here. Just needs to take a strong mark. Goes through hands of O'Toole. Had probably, again, not enough pressure on her, and she thought she was going to be collected probably there because a bit of an up and under kick, but she found the space. Unfortunately, just didn't get it. So ruck's been changed here. Price going into it for Eastern Devils wins it. A bit of an X factor on our list, so one to watch, Josh, throughout today. South Croydon, though, get it through their hands in their back pocket there, just a kick and up and under, chasing ball there. O'Donnell, she just taps it forward, and the umpire says my ball. You weren't happy with that one? I thought you felt a bit of a grumble there.
I was about to say I thought that might have been paid deliberate, but still a win there for South Croydon, and we've just been told that the stream is back, so welcome back to all those tuning in on Facebook and YouTube.
Jeez, hopefully you haven't missed some of this goal we were talking about, Josh. It's been a great contest so far. South Croydon 1-2-8. Eastern Devils yet to score, so really strong results thus far from South Croydon. They'll want to keep this pressure on. It's only a matter of time to the Eastern Devils get on the scoreboard. And tackling pressure applied. So ball up just in front of us. Nice and close so we can see all the action here as Morrow now steps into the ruck for South Croydon. So nice to have that mix for both sides, that they can choose which ruck is going into the contest.
Absolutely.
I said Paige Price, it just works. Watch her throughout the day. She's got a really good work rate so far as well, as she sort of steps off that contest, try and get the ball there, but umpire says, I'll have it.
So it's right in front of us out here at Cheong Park. We're halfway through this first quarter. Still no change to the score. 8-0 South Croydon lead as they attempt to clear their defensive lines. 2 players surrounding it. They manage to dig it out and get it there to Amy Grimwade, working really hard up the ground as she always does. South Croydon applying some really good pressure, but they're just not getting any clean possession. And the ball will be tossed up. Right where it all began out here at Cheong Park for the Deakin Uni match of the round. South Croydon up against the Eastern Devils as Price down to Ang. Got her handball out to a teammate, and she looks for Chloe Hunt with the strong hands. She could probably kick it from here. She's got a thumping left boot on her. Decides to set it up to Shelley Beggs. No, in fact, that was Nicole Price. Beggs parked in the goal square. Got a one-on-one up against Abby Marshall. Beggs now starting to offer a lead, but Price decides to go longer. Ball pitches, and South Croydon will be able to clear. They look for Heather McMillan, and a really good mark from McMillan, who played her 50th South Croydon game last weekend, the former Bayswater player. She goes down the line. Kick was dangerous. Ang was parked underneath it. McKellar came in from behind. Chaston picks it up. Done really well and gets it on the boot to true centre half forward. Prendergast might run onto it here. No, instead it's Taylor Black, who pushed out her opponent legally according to the umpire. Looking for Tanika Munn deep inside forward 50, but the Eastern Devils clear their defensive lines and look out wide for Cassandra Meese, who has it on the far side now. Under pressure from Taylor Black. Managed to get her kick away in the direction of Nicole Price, who's wrapped up. Centre wing far side. Right in front of the scoreboard retreat. South Croydon 1-2-8. Eastern Devils yet to score. 13 minutes played here, first quarter.
Well, Simon will be happy with the game plan so far as well. You said that it has been one that they have been looking at changing throughout the year and just seeing how they match up. But Eastern Devils get the free kick, so got the player in centre spare there through McDonald. Takes the mark right in around the cricket pitch. Got Ang out here just chasing, probably kick just in front of her, but she'll pick it up. Handy little player there, kicks it on the boot, round on the right, in front, but players go crashing in. Umpire says no, keep playing on. So South Croydon look to clear out. Just kicks it on the boot there. Probably had a player short, but bouncing ball. Good run and tackling pressure here. Grimwald picks it up. Good tackle again through the Eastern Devils there through Maynard. South Croydon, though, still pushing it forward where they can. Throws it on the boot through McCullough. Tapping ball there, just tries to fall at the feet. No, rovers around it and just trickles out of bounds. And the umpire says, I'll have it. So played nearly 14 minutes in this first quarter. And I don't know, time we would have to check when the Eastern Devils have been scoreless in a quarter. I don't know if it happens much. We'll get back to that. We'll need a stats man around here.
Yeah, we do need Paul. I don't think it'd be surprising if they were kept scoreless in a quarter, because they are.
Boundary.
Oh, we might have a stats woman's there, Kate Green.
Not 100%, but I don't think they have been kept scoreless in the first quarter this season.
I like it. Say it with confidence and I'll believe it. So thank you very much. So they can still plenty of time though in this quarter to get it forward and get on the ball. So now they got running players over the top here for the Devils. Just throws it on the boot, bags underneath her. How's she going to use her body? Oh, she uses it well, but just falls 3 feet and then 2 on 1. And that says, umpire says, I'll have it. Good use of the body, just couldn't hold it clean, unfortunately. But it is in the Devils' forward 50 and in a dangerous position. Paige Price goes for the ruck. Oh, nice little tap to Ang there. But umpire says, I'll have it. It doesn't go much further.
So it's right in front of us. Can the Devils get on the scoreboard? We're into, red time out here in this first quarter as West got some open space. It's drifting back. And they do get on the board, the Eastern Devils. Michelle West, or Brenda Lay, in fact, with their first, I should say. And the former Bulldog gets Eastern Devils off the mark. 1 straight 6, the Devils. South Croydon, 1-2-8. 15 and a half minutes gone first quarter.
Yeah, thanks to Josh. Thanks for the correction there. I think I said Olivia Ang was around the contest, but it wasn't indeed. So great snap, and there they go. The record is staying intact. If it isn't, otherwise we don't know. But that leads a 1-2-8 to 1 goal straight as we played 16 minutes in. I said only a matter of time before they score, and they had the options there. Had plenty of players out on this close side and used it well. So umpires just waiting for the contest. So still Paige Price in the ruck there, tap down with those pink boots, easy to pick out and see. And contest around, just flungs it out through there, 3 Eastern Devils. They just want to push on, trying to push off the player, but umpire says play on. Bouncing ball. Where's it going to go? It goes forward though for the Devils, but South Croydon got 3 around it, trying to pick up through clean hands, which they do through Curran. Kicks out on the far side and a nice little mark there. Chips over the top. Player spare, McCullough leads a player in front. Now running at the contest, falls through hands, and then is going to get tackled straight away on that far side of the ground. Eastern Devils clearing it now. Which way is it going to bounce again? Just falling at South Croydon's favour. Good strong tackle there by Chaston, and the umpire says, I'll have it.
Far side it is out here at Cheong Park. 17 minutes gone first quarter. 1-2-8 South Croydon. Eastern Devils 1 straight 6 in the Deakin Uni match of the round as Prince got it down looking for Chaston. Her teammate is wrapped up. And it's now at the left half forward flank for South Croydon as this ball will be tossed up. Again from behind, Prince got the lead. The tap down though went in the direction of Jess Morney, and Eastern Devils will get this clearance. It's Lay on this far side trying to dance her way out of trouble. She can't, her kick was smothered and the ball looks set to go out of bounds. It does now. And we'll have a boundary throw in on the far side as South Croydon. They wouldn't mind another goal here. Has been a fairly even first quarter as Prince decides to take matters into her own hands and gets a high free kick. So maybe one last chance in this first quarter of the Deakin Uni match of the round for South Croydon to get on the scoreboard and head into quarter time with a pretty decent buffer. She looks in the direction of Tanika Martin, might fall out the back for her, it doesn't. And it'll be a last possession rule. Free kick going in the direction of the Eastern Devils, Scotty.
Thanks, Josh. Time's ticking. Now, if Eastern Devils can be clean, but it falls through hands. Prince tries to push it on through hands, tries to pick up her own ball as it's good tackling pressure by the Eastern Devils. And just on outside South Croydon's 50. So the umpire will have it. South Croydon need to be clean with this if they're going to get a score. Probably a little bit too far for the Eastern Devils unless they get it moving, which they slightly do, but Chaston picks it up and booming right boot straight into the forward line there. Just a nice little contest there with Martin, but she can't get hands to it, unfortunately. So Eastern Devils just looking at trying to clear it out or keep clear heads because it's in a dangerous position just before quarter time. And they do. They clear up and under. Far ball, Prince in front, but falls at Spoils out the back there. Throws on the boot there was Morney and still pushing it forward, but South Croydon, I thought it was going to be a mark there. I nearly called it already. They picks it up clean that time. Now through hands, time sticking. Still plenty of time for this now for the Devils to go forward. Which way is it going to go? And who wants it more? The Eastern Devils win out. Kicks it forward, but Beggs in front, but it's a 2-on-1. Nice use of the hands there just to tap it in front if they can play it out. But well done by Beggs to keep it clean. Snaps around the body there. Now which way? Oh, good bump through South Croydon. Now they're going to clear it out here. We can get hands to Chaston. Ignores that. Just throws it on the boot. And up and under. And then Eastern Devils take the mark on the far side. Just in the centre of the ground. Umpire calls play on as player runs round. Spoil from behind there by Price, just in the wrong position, unfortunately, and it trickles out.
Over boundary thrown, 15 seconds left in this first quarter. Probably won't be any time for Eastern Devils or South Croydon to score, so it'll most likely, or probably will be, a 2-point lead for South Croydon heading into the quarter time break, and there is the siren. South Croydon 1-2-8, Eastern Devils 1-6. Let's cross down to Kate Green on the boundary.
Just with quick stats, inside 50s favours South Croydon. Tackles basically even, so we're in for a really good second quarter.
We absolutely are out here at Cheong Park. The goal kickers for South Croydon, Tanika Martin getting on the board for Eastern Devils. It was Brenda Lay, their only goal kicker. We're going to go to a break here in the Deakin Uni match of the round. When we return, we'll have the coaches' messages and bring you the second quarter of action out here at Cheong Park. In the top of the table, Premier Division clash between South Croydon and the Eastern Devils. Welcome back to the Deakin Uni women's match of the round, live here from Cheong Park. South Croydon going up against the Eastern Devils, and it's the Bulldogs who lead 1-8 to the Eastern Devils. 1 straight 6 at the first break in this match of the round. An entertaining first quarter, a very even first quarter filling out period between the two sides. We're going to have a quick check around the grounds in Premier Division. The one score come through is out of Vermont Recreation Reserve. The Pioneers lead 1-17 to Vermont, just the 3 behinds in that crucial game for Vermont if they look to continue keeping their finals chances alive. In Division 1, out of Donvale Reserve, it's North Ringwood who lead 3-19 to Donvale 1-4-10, and that I believe is a quarter time score. No scores from Knox or Park Orchards as they go up against East Ringwood and Beaconsfield respectively. In Division 2, Waverley Blues with a very handy advantage against Berwick, 6 straight 36. Berwick yet to score. Turns out Park Blackburn, no scores from that game, no scores from Kilsyth Surrey Park, and no score as of yet from out of Jubilee Park in that game between Ringwood and Montrose. In Division 3, of course, the final score in the early game between South Croydon and the Eastern Devils. We'll cross down now to Craig Green, who I believe has Simon Hammersley.
Simon, really intense, good start that first quarter. What's the message going forward for the second?
Just more of the same. We're happy with our pressure. We're sort of giving them a bit of ball out the back of stoppage, which they're making good use of. So we want to shut that down, and then we just need to maximise our opportunities up forward. Probably should have had another couple on the board, but that's footy sometimes. So just clean up what we're doing in front of goal and make sure we're not giving them that one out the back.
Thanks. Good luck, Simon.
Thanks to Kate Green. They're doing a fantastic job as always on the boundary and stats. Some other Division 3 scores. Croydon North Emlock lead Moolbark at quarter time, 1 straight 6. Moolbark just the 2 behinds, of course. South Croydon defeated the Eastern Devils 8-7-55 and kept the Eastern Devils Div 3 side to just the 2 behinds in the early contest outs here. In an early contest at Batterham Reserve, Ferntree Gully 14-23, 107, defeating the base and in keeping them to just the 1 behind. At Warrandyte Reserve, Warrandyte lead 26-0 out there in that contest. Fair Park lead 6-6-42 to Upper Ferntree Gully. Yet to score, no score as of yet from Bayswater Wantirna South in Division 4. But out here, we're just about to get started in this second quarter, and I think Simon is right. They needed to take advantage of more of their opportunities, and they really do heading into this second quarter, Scott.
Yeah, they do. And look, I think South Croydon will be pleased with the result, and we're pleased with the tight contest so far as the second quarter straight underway. No messing about here. Yeah, we go boundary side, just cutting in a bit. Just lost you there, Kate, through communication, just cutting in and out there.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we've got you clear as day now.
Okay. Jason, tough, intense quarter, that one. You must be pretty positive with the start that the girls have had. What's the message for second quarter?
I think the message is to keep up the pressure. It's a really good quarter of football from both teams, but you need to keep playing the pressure. We need to move the ball a bit better than what we are. So I guess transitional running was the message, and then ball use moving forward with a bit more composure. But a pleasing quarter.
Thanks very much, Jason. All the best.
As the ball is on the far side now in South Croydon's attacking half. The strong mark taken as they look to go inside 50. The 2 deepest options or the 3 deepest options. You've got Layla Prince, you've got Tanika Munn. Prince flew, couldn't take the mark. Munn was spun around, managed to get a handball away. The ball is locked up. We'll have this tossed up directly in front of the South Croydon goal, though it's around 40 metres out from that goal line as Morrow went up in ruck. Managed to get a tap down to Aang, though, who's wrapped up by 2. One of those being Morrow and Amy Grimwade as well. And we'll have this thrown back up inside forward 50 or forward 45, we'll call it out here, Cheong Park for South Croydon. As running her way through there was Brenda Lay, managed to evade a couple of her former teammates. No clean possession there, and there's going to be a throw in the direction of the Eastern Devils. And it's going to go to their vice-captain, Shanice Stratton.
Thanks, Josh. Yeah, I was happy to pay that one for the free kick as well. Picks up on there through Hunt. Replacement there for Allsop, and she's been a great replacement today, Chloe Hunt. So chasing it up and under. Now foot race on. Spoke about it just before there. Hunt tried to put the tackling pressure on, but South Croydon win it in front there. On the South Croydon on the far side, both black. Oh, good mark there by Prince in front. I was looking more at Black there and Martin, but Prince takes it, and only probably about 35 out, but looks to lay it up into the spare player running in the mark there, McCullough.
I've liked what she's added to the forward line. She's played mostly defence for Port Melbourne the last couple of years, but she's added a lot to the South Croydon forward line. Has Maggie McCullough coming back in this game, Scott?
On a tight angle, so it's going to test her for the forward, but it looks like it's smothered, just bouncing ball there. Eastern Devils in front through Owen, just throws it on the boot, but it's probably going to come back in here if they can get it, but no. Nice clean hands there through Eastern Devils. Oh, look at that. Well done by both players there, and Leigh just looks to click on the far side, which they do. Now forward, up and under again, kicks through Wilkinson. And Wilkinson for South Croydon now looks to switch it. Got the player out there in McMillan. Takes it. Hang on the mark. Got another spare player here closer. Over the top to Smith. And the captain there. Into the centre of the ground. Just overshoots it a little bit there. So Leigh tries to pick it up. Can't get it. Falling around. Now look to get hands out but can't. Just gets jumped in the back. Umpire says play on. And now it'll be a ball up just in front of us. Right on the cricket pitch there.
3.5 minutes gone, second quarter. No change to the quarter time score out here in the Deakin Uni match of the round. South Croydon 1-2-8. Eastern Devils 1 straight 6. As Morrow got the tap from behind, can one of her teammates run onto this ball? They can. Nicole Garner it was, although she was under a bit of pressure. Might have given away the free kick she has to Olivia Ang, who will take this right in the middle of Cheong Park and look to go to this broadcast side because she's got a player short. And that player there was Michelle West. Handball over the top, found Riley Cridlin, who goes to the half-forward flank. Overcooked the pack. Falls out the back here for Hayley Thompson, who can't run onto it. And there's going to be no last possession rule. It's just going to be a boundary throw in right forward pocket for the Eastern Devils. On this broadcast side, they look to hit the lead for the first time today. They trail 1-2-8 to the Eastern Devils 1 straight 6. Top of the table, Premier Division clash between the Bulldogs and the Devils. As getting the high leap there was Natalie Bielen. South Croydon attempt to clear their defensive lines. Eastern Devils applying some good pressure. Jamie Lee Morrow did really well despite a bit of pressure, and she goes to the centre wing. McCullough out the back. Can she pick it up cleanly? She can. She did really well there, did the Port Melbourne Premiership player. Got the ball inboard and getting the kick away there. That was Brooke Smith to a one-on-one. But Melanie Murray taking the strong intercept mark as she looks to play on immediately. Goes to a big pack on this broadcast side. The Eastern Devils have most of the numbers. McMillan under pressure, might be pinged. She isn't. Love this ball tossed up forward of centre for the Eastern Devils.
Thanks, Josh. Big tackle there by Bielen. So Rucks go at it. Tap down. Falls at feet there, but Eastern Devils just pick it up through hands now. Snap on the boot. Good tackling pressure by South Croydon. Bouncing ball over the head of Morney. She's trying to chase, which she does. She'll pick it up. No, yes, she does. Finally gets it back. Good tackle there for South Croydon. Umpire says play on. Can't grab it from feet. So player running on the far side there in West, trying to get it onto the boot or just forward. Doesn't have it held, but umpire says play on. Through hands again there for Karu, and it trickles out of bounds on the far side. In the Eastern Devils forward line in dangerous position. Umpire just waiting for the ball to return there, Josh.
Might be no, in fact, we love this ball tossed in now. Eastern Devils had the territory the last couple of, 3 or 4 minutes, I should say. As they look, as I mentioned, to hit the front for the first time today. They managed to kick it off the ground. Prendergast applying the tackle and forcing the turnover from the Eastern Devils, but South Croydon might have turned it over in turn. It's turnover city in this passage of play. It's South Croydon who win out. No, they don't. They concede a throwing free kick. Umpire had the perfect view of it. And the free kick going in the direction of the Eastern Devils as they look to set it up to the hotspot where a big pack has formed. A really good lead being offered by Chloe Hunt, who just got a step ahead of her opponent. She can go back. She's telling her teammates that I'm going long. I'm going to the goal square. She definitely does have the leg to get the shot on goal. It's just going to pitch in the goal square. No mark taken by the Devils. It's on the ground now, and umpire will call for it. Tip of the goal square on the attacking side for the Eastern Devils, Scotty.
Thought Paige Price would have held that one. She's in perfect position, but steps into the ruck duties now. So whether she can get it from her own ball, just taps it down and tackled straight away. So umpire says, "I'll have it." It's only going a couple of metres. So in a really, really dangerous position. South Croydon need to get it out where they can. Price does grab it. She throws on the boot, but good tackle there by Prince, I think it was, or Chaston possibly. It was Chaston actually. And the umpire says, "I'll have it." She's trying to get it, Paige Price, trying to get that goal, but it's just eluding her. Really nice tackle there by Chaston. So Price again tapped down. Good tackles here now. Chaston gets it through clearance just kicks it on the boot, just in front of Curry. Eastern Devils though got numbers in centre here in DeSanto. DeSanto throws it on the boot in the forward line for the Eastern Devils now. Big tackle there by Hunt. And the umpire says, "I'll have it." And the player from South Croydon is a bit slow to get up, and that's fair enough because that was a strong tackle. And
she's down.
Yeah, she's still down. So
it's concerning.
The umpire's just waiting for trainers to come on. Player there is
like number 30, Hammersley.
Yeah, Hammersley, thank you. Thanks, Kate. Good news is she's getting to her feet, but just with a limp, so I'd say she'll come off now. The trainer's trying to get to her, and she's sort of making her way to the bench anyway. So they're just going to get her off and wait for that play, I think, the umpire. So just a last. So we played 8 minutes 57. South Croydon leading by 2 behinds. So umpire says now we'll have it. Through hands there. It's umpire says free kick going the way of South Croydon. So
it's Chaston again.
Chaston with the ball. I've seen that kick. A really nice kick out onto that far side, just in front of the player there in Grimwade. Gets it on hands, can't find the player. So Eastern Devils look to clear it and push it forward. Bouncing ball. Good big tackle. Could have been in the back, but umpire says play on, and that player's feeling the pinch of it as well. So physical contest in this second quarter, and neither side is willing sort of to give an inch as it trickles out of bounds. To be last kick there, so going towards the Eastern Devils.
Just a quick score update. Vermont have hit the front against Whitehorse Pioneers 3-3-21. The Eagles to the Pioneers 1-1-7. So
big.
Quick response from Vermont after they trailed only a couple of minutes ago. The last 3 goals in that game, as in the meanwhile, the Devils won't be able to get a shot on goal. South Croydon, they have the outnumber here in Taylor Black, who looms large. Went up against Danica DeSanto, and it's a push in the back, free kick. Umpire Scott Hardy gives the tick.
No, I do give the tick, but no, I was just more so saying there was a free kick and indicating what the umpire was saying. But yep, correct decision. Play on.
It absolutely was. And Taylor Black, who's worked her way up the ground, that's a call Blake Tennant, 5-time grand final umpire, would be absolutely proud of. As inside 50, South Croydon go. Eastern Devils have the numbers at this pack. And they managed to clear it. Melanie Murray straight through the middle of Cheong Park. Might have turned it over. She has. Wilkinson got it out to Chaston. Having a great game is Chaston. Handball over the top to Isabel Cruz. Also had a solid game in midfield. Sets it up to the hot spot. Owen Red at best. Ahead of Tanika Martin, who just lost her footing there at the wrong time.
Just pull you up at Tanika Martin. I've been corrected. So yeah, Tanika Martin. But yeah, Eastern Devils with the play.
They have it on the left half back flank as they look to chip it around here, take control of the footy, the Eastern Devils. Now they look to go long in the direction of Chloe Hunt. It falls out the back here for Rachel Giddens, who runs onto it now. They move it well through hands through South Croydon. They've got an outnumber on this far side. Chaston might decide to go there. She does now. There's now a 2-on-2 in this contest, as applying the good tackle was South Croydon there. And I think on Ellie McDonald, and she gets a free kick, push in the back there to the umpire, says the umpire, and Ellie McDonald has it at the right half back flank. Looks to go the dangerous kick on the far side. Risk and reward. It's risk for the Eastern Devils. They still might be rewarded here. Running onto it is Shanice Stratton. And they look to get it out here. South Croydon do have the number at the fall of this pack. It does go out the back, though, to Michelle Rest. Running onto it is Rachel Giddens, who might see it out of bounds. Her teammate nearly ran onto it. It's now out of bounds off the hands of West. And this ball will be tossed up. Right, the left half forward flank for the Eastern Devils.
Thanks, Josh. So umpire just trying to get the ball back. It always takes a little bit once it goes out of bounds over there for the umpire. Nice tap down for South Croydon. Can they get it forward through Chaston? Just nice hands, strong hands, but no one there at the moment, so just throws on the ball. Which way is this going to bounce on the cricket pitch? Good attacking pressure there through the Eastern Devils. Tries to keep her feet, but just falls over at last minute. Throws it on hands. Is there McCullough? Now to Black. Black's just a little chipping kick. Really nice option there in Curry. Curry looking for the spare player. Does get that running spare through South Croydon. Just throws it on the boot. Which way is it going to go? Martin chasing it in front. There's Owen. Owen done really well in that matchup and just kicks it as far as she can. It does bounce further than probably what it was thought. Meads trying to pick it up but can't. South Croydon now pushing it back in. It's spare. Running onto it is there Grimwade. Just needs clean hands. Owen again, a good tackle in that back line for the Eastern Devils. It's South Croydon under pressure, but Eastern Devils doing exceptionally well in their back half, keeping South Croydon scoreless so far in this attacking play. And the umpire says it's a free kick, and they've been awarded for that tackling pressure there, Josh.
They absolutely have, as they look to attempt to clear their defensive lines, the Eastern Devils. It's been up and around the attacking half for South Croydon the last couple of minutes now as they look to press home their advantage. Still no score in this second quarter. 1-2-8 to 1-6. It's almost a finals type game.
Boundary.
We go boundary side with Kate Green.
Tackle count pretty much equal as are the free kicks.
Well, yeah, both players getting in that front contest and that tackling pressure is probably awarding some of those free kicks as well. As Wynn taps down there from Price, doing really well in the ruck. I've liked her game so far, as well as Chaston. I've liked the game from both of them. So umpire says I'll have it on the far side and ball up with 14 minutes 30 played. So Eastern Devils trying to push through, but tackling pressure by Chaston on cue.
She has been good, has Chaston. Chaston. Of course, Essendon VFLW listed and a former Collingwood AFLW player, showing their class as Chaston does get the ball here, just dinks it to out of the pack. South Croydon managed to get it into the hands of Maggie McCullough, who's got a player running, but reading it well there was Rachel Baker. Her kick, still my favourite, her teammate in Chloe Hunt, who just bumped off her opponent there in Nicole Garner. Looks to go to the left half forward flank. She can't. Begg still manages to pick it up really cleanly. Wilkinson will be able to run onto this immediate handball. Again, that very nice triangle there from South Croydon of handballs, and they clear their defensive half. Falls out the back here from Maggie McCullough. Looping handball was intercepted by Chloe Hunt. Gets it on the boot. Garner coming in from the side, can't take the mark. It's Brenda Lay, who I thought has been impressive. McDonald dashing away from her opponent, looks to go inside 50, got a player all on her
his hands haven't left his pocket. On the other side, Jason's hands are folded behind his back, and both are very intense.
Maybe he has his hands in his pocket because it is a little chilly out here, I have
Got
to admit, at
a little bit
Cheong
of
Park.
chill to it, but you can't be too excited because you know the response will come from the Devils, and neither side really giving much of an inch. Nice little tap down there for South Croydon. As now, can they get back-to-back goals? Spare open player there in McCullough. Assessing her options, which way she's going to go. Good kick in front for Isabel Curry. So, VFLW Carlton player listed.
I love Maggie McCullough's game. She's been, I think she's been one of South Croydon's better players, a centre half forward, just added to a talented forward line.
Curry only kicked 2 goals for the season, or 2 goals so far. Throws it on the boot. It might fall just a bit short. Can it be marked? No, it can't. So many Eastern Devils on the line. And glad they did because, yeah, it just fell short. Not much of a win, so just probably a little bit of a missed kick in there. Price would be advantage to put it through, but doesn't. And now South Croydon may get an opportunity to have a kick through Black, which he throws on a boot. Big tackle there. Like says the umpire, was that a bit harsh on that tackle? No, umpire says play on. And that's the pressure you're going to get today.
Absolutely. We've got a minute left in this, or less than a minute left in this first half out here at Cheong Park. Price getting it out of bounds after shrugging her opponent out of ruck. The Eastern Devils won't mind this. There'll be a late chance here, though, for South Croydon to extend their advantage to 14 points, but Price doesn't want any of that. Got it down to McDonald. Her kick was a really good one to Chloe Hunt. Maybe one last chance here for the Eastern Devils. Gets it on the boot, looking in the direction of Bex, who came from behind. But in front there was Rachel Giddens, who plays on immediately. Hunt might get this ball back. No, it's Katie Prendergast, who looks to play on immediately in the direction of Amy Grimwade, who couldn't take the mark. And there goes the half-time siren. It's a handy buffer for South Croydon heading into the main break. 2-2-14. The Eastern Devils 1 straight 6. Only 2 goal kickers in this game. 2 to Tanika Martin, 1 in each quarter, and 1 goal kicker for the Eastern Devils. And that was Brenda Lay in the first quarter. But an interesting first half, Scotty, and a handy buffer, as I mentioned, for South Croydon, given how even it has been.
Yeah, indeed, and we were probably thinking it was going to be a little bit more sort of higher scoring, a little bit more free flowing.
Yeah.
But look, credit to both sides. They just don't want to give an inch, and that tackling pressure by both sides has really sort of stood out from this view here. And I think that pressure has been exceptional on both sides, and it's hard to get that moment. So you've got to take your opportunities when they arise.
Absolutely.
Boundary.
We go down boundary side to Kate Green. I believe you might have some stats.
Well, definitely inside 50s has been a little bit Eastern Devils way, but they haven't converted anything this quarter. What I am going to say is the third quarter is going to come down to who wants it more, who's more hungry for it, really.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to go to a break here in the Deakin Uni match of the round. When we return, we'll bring you that third quarter of action out here at Cheong Park in the Deakin Uni match of the round between South Croydon and the Eastern Devils. Welcome back to the Deakin Uni match of the round, live from Cheong Park. Top of the table, Premier Division clash. The two best teams in the women's competition going head-to-head in the South Croydon Bulldogs and the Eastern Devils. It's the home side that lead 2-2-14 South Croydon to the Eastern Devils, 1 straight 6. And what has been a tight opening quarter, Josh Woody alongside Scott Hardy in the cold chair and our superstar boundary rider Kate Green on the boundary, who I think might be just about to get Simon Hammersley soon. But before Simon joins Kate, pretty intense first quarter, wasn't it, Scotty?
Yeah, it was, and like we said, it was just a contest that we were sort of expecting a tight contest, but also free flowing in the same breath. So interesting to see how we go third quarter. But I think we got Kate Green just waiting for me to pipe down.
Simon, another positive quarter, but we do quarter by quarter. I know you don't get excited. It's just like, okay, we've still got 2 quarters to go. What was the message moving forward for the girls for the third quarter?
We just really want to maintain our pressure stats. We've been great so far in the game at actually having the heat on around the ball and taking the time and space away from them, and we just think if we can keep rolling through that for another couple of quarters, then our legs will carry us through to the end of the game. We know that, tell anyone that will listen, we are the 80-minute team, so we can just keep that pressure up now. We will sort of keep rolling.
Thanks very much, Simon. All the best.
Thank you to Kate Green, doing an absolutely fantastic job on the boundary, as always. And he is right, they are an 80-minute team, our South Croydon, and they'll need that against the Eastern Devils.
Even stayed out on the ground through that half time, and Eastern went inside. So more than happy to be a part of it. 80+ minutes on the ground.
Absolutely, they don't mind playing out here. Obviously at Cheong Park, just the one loss here this season coming against the White Horse Pioneers, and that was early in the season. They haven't lost since that day, and they'll look to continue their winning streak. The Eastern Devils looking to extend their undefeated streak to 34 games in a row. And since they've joined the AFNL, their one loss came against Mount Evelyn as well, at Mount Evelyn Recreation Reserve. So we're about to get started in this second half, the third quarter of action out here in the Deakin Uni match of the round. Can the Devils muster a response, or will South Croydon hold their advantage heading into the final quarter? We're about to find out. We'll see if there's any positional changes as well. Doesn't look like there's too many, although Jamie Lee Morrow is starting in ruck, as it looks like Paige Price is starting as the deepest forward. Probably been the Eastern Devils' best on ground, I reckon, Scott.
Yeah, like I said, really like her game so far, and she was sort of unlucky to miss out on that goal sort of earlier in that second quarter. So maybe trying to get that one back. Her positioning's really good, and her fitness is very, very good. She's quick around the ground, but we'll wait to see how this contest goes as we go boundary side with Kate.
Just have Jazz Harrison with me, because Jason's voice is given out on him. Jazz, that second quarter, the whole first half has been very consistent with pressure on from both sides. So what's the message moving forward for the girls?
I think it's just worry about playing our footy and taking risks. I think there's a couple of times where we've probably just gone straight down the line where we, on other weeks and when we're playing our best footy, we're kind of cutting across the ground and trying to make the ground big. So, trying to take risks and not go into our shell.
All the best, and thank you.
Yes, thank you.
It might be a bit trickier because the rain is starting to come down here at Cheong Park. Luckily, our boundary rider Kate Green has got a magnificent umbrella.
I was going to say it's the first test of it, and look at it, magnificent. Well done, Kate.
And it's the Eastern Devils. They have it at centre half forward now, but they turn it over. South Croydon look to go to this far side. Ain coming in from the side. It's going to be a foot race, and it'll be out of bounds now. Broadcast side. Minute gone in this third quarter. Still no change to the score, Scott.
Be interesting to see how this affects the contest and how heavy this rain is, whether it's a passing shower or not. Just that little bit of a buffer, those extra 2 points could come in handy depending on how it goes throughout this quarter. So just in front of us, a little tricky to see over the shed, but we'll do our best as a tap down in the Eastern Devils' sort of favour. I can't see it now because it's fallen straight behind us. So again, you'd have to tell me, Kate, what's happening. Is there a tackle or free kick?
Ung just went to tackle 34, which is Smith. Smith has come away with a free kick for it.
Oh, magnificent! So you're doing it all down there on the boundary. It's the first time it's happened there in that little pocket. It's going to come back, but Ang has taken the mark. I just got the last of that, and the rain's sort of still falling. can hear it. Umpire is calling 25 over the mark. So we'll get a kick again. And pushing.
She's also just requested to the bench for a turnover. That's saying for Eastern Devils.
So hang on outside that 45, kicks it. Is that player we talked about in price but couldn't get the mark. So now South Croydon kick. Chaston in front, but behind further. Ang now still picking up the ball. Can't get off at the moment because it's still staying in this Eastern Devils forward half. Falling at the hands there through Lay. Lay throws on the beat, the goal scorer Eddie. Beggs can't get it. Bouncing ball. 3 South Croydon players around, just hacks at it. Price pushes the body into it. And South Croydon still get possession of it. So well done to them. Kept their heads composed and now throws on the boot, but Eastern Devils going to get it through, bounce back. They just can't get it past the halfway line now, South Croydon. Eastern Devils applying some serious pressure. In front there was Morrow, but couldn't take the mark. Possibly Rain. Lay throws it on the boot. Price spare behind if they can get it out to her. She might pick up her own ball without having to ask for it. Pies a nice little bump. Eastern Devils, nice hands through the running player. Beggs from behind, just can't grab it. Now gets it, falls at the feet, throws on the right, but 3 South Croydon players there. Needs to keep calm heads, O'Toole, which she does, but just kicks it probably to the wrong option. She had players that she could have used, and it's gone straight to Cridland. Cridland on an angle, about 30 out, as the rain starts to heavily fall.
And every fan has gone undercover out here at Cheong Park. And it's Riley Cridland, the Deputy Vice Captain, will get this shot on goal for South Croydon right in front of us so we can potentially ride it home. It's just going to fall short. The mark taken. And I reckon that is Chloe Hunt. It is. And one of the stars of this Eastern Devils lineup can go back. I believe kick her first goal for the Devils this season. She does. Eastern Devils get on the scoreboard first in this third quarter. 2 straight 12. Play South Croydon 2-2-14. 4.5 minutes played in this third quarter. The Deakin Uni match of the round as the rain absolutely starts to come down out here at Cheong Park.
Yeah, South Croydon had done so well in that back half, holding up, but just that decision by O'Toole just made the wrong decision. Just kicked it on the boot, had spare players, could have used hands, run it up a little bit further, dragged that player towards her, but unfortunately just threw it on the boot, and that's probably resulted in that turnover goal. So unfortunate for South Croydon, but Eastern Devils will always take those opportunities and swamp on them when they can. So Morrow stepping into the ruck for South Croydon, tapped down there, but Eastern Devils, South Croydon trying to pick it up, got spare player running past on the close wing to O'Donnell, but can't find her. So now Eastern Devils through hands onto Cridland. Cridland, nice little purple patch. Beggs can't pick it up. South Croydon players run into each other. Little chipping ball. Koo's going to use the Shepherd. Good use of the Shepherd. Can't get clean hands McCullough. So hands it over to O'Donnell instead. Kicks it, just throws it on the boot. Tries to get it as far as it can. It's going to stay in actually as it bounces as you like. Grimway picks it up. Kicks in front to the marking player. Owen spoils for the Devils. He's having a great game down back.
She is.
For the Devils. Gemma Owen. That match up is causing problems for South Croydon.
Her and Danica DeSanto have done some really great jobs on Taylor Black and Tanika Munn, the two leading goal kickers, the two main players inside that South Croydon attacking 50. Yeah,
Black through half-time. You could see her practicing her kicks, around the body kicks as well. So she understands she's missed a few opportunities, unfortunately, but that's credit to the Devils and their pressure.
As this ball will be tossed up, forward pocket for South Croydon. They look to get the response after conceding the first goal in this quarter. Morrow chucked it on the boot, goes to the goal square. Black and Martin there. Owen went the crick off the ground. It's now a foot race. Prendergast might get there first. Can she pick it up cleanly? She can't. Her Eastern Devils opponent did really well, but gave away the free kick. Push in the back, says the umpire. Prendergast has it on the far side. Got Chaston around the mark. Then instead might decide to set it up to the hot spot inside forward 50, or just decide to go short to Chaston now. She does, and Eloise Chaston, who, well, for me, has probably been the best on-ground Chaston in this game. For South Croydon at least, there's been some really good performance today on either side as Chaston They might be angling for the shot here. Decides to set it up to the hot spot. Coming in from the side was Prince. Eastern Devils have the numbers on the ground. McDonald might run onto this. She can't. Neither can, I think that's Olivia Munyard, but they move it forward to the Eastern Devils and did really well there, did McDonald, to evade her opponent, and Eastern Devils have an outnumber on the far side. The kick was rushed and the intercept mark taken by Jamie Lee Morrow. Looks to go through the spine of Cheong Park. It was a risky kick and they won't be rewarded, South Croydon. They lock it up though, the good tackle applied there by Nicole Garner on Riley Cridlin. Ball tossed up in the middle of Cheong Park.
2023 Box Hill Hawks captain. Don't mind the Hawks, as you know.
Yeah.
So ball up in the centre of the ground. Played 8 minutes in this third quarter. Taps wins down through. Eastern Devils now just taps it forward where they can. Just hands going through it, each side trying to just push it forward at every opportunity. Just with this rain, it's causing havoc. So umpires found a free kick in that mix, and it's going towards the Eastern Devils. Got a couple of numbers on this commentary side if they can find them, which they look towards me, but goes over her head, bounces at the ball. Good use of the body there through Hunt. Hunt just tries to tap it forward. South Croydon tackled without it, but umpire says play on. Hard to see probably in these conditions. And the umpire says I'll have it. And a little bit of push and shove there. Sandra Mead's happy to give it back to the opposition. A nice ball thrown up there by the umpire, just tapped out in front through Eastern Devils. The umpire will have it as it trickles out of bounds. And that rain is exceptionally heavy. How's it down there, Kate Green? And is the umbrella holding up on its first run?
It's holding up nicely, and the rain's not heavy, it's just consistent, which is making conditions quite heavy and that ball incredibly slippery.
I'm not too sure if the sound effects mic can pick it up. We're under a big umbrella here and ours is holding up strong. Good work for whoever put this up for us. Thank you. Because I don't want it like last week. I was out in the open there, Josh, and it wasn't fun in any opportunity. But you got to do it, don't you, Josh?
Absolutely. Get your hands or your boots dirty as you did last week, Scott.
Very much. Yeah, sorry, Josh.
I was about to say, Prince got it out here to Amy Grimwade, and Munn tried to bump her opponent off. She did, managed to garnish a handball, but umpire said it was a throw. And the free kick going to the Devils. Their pressure is starting to lift a little bit as the rain continues to come down out here at Cheong Park. The short chipping ball. I was about to say that looks like Shelley Beggs, who's worked her way up the ground. It might be
Stratton, I think it was.
It is indeed. Stratton has it in front of her interchange bench. Looks for Chloe Hunt. Called for a free kick. Didn't get it. South Croydon might see it out here through Taylor Hammersley. They do. Great to see Hammersley back onto the ground as well, Scott, after she came off a little ginger in that second quarter.
Yeah, it is, Josh. So umpire has it on the wing, commentary side. Tap of the ball there through Prince. Prince wins it now. South Croydon looking to push it forward, but in front there's Murray for the Devils. Can she pick it up clean? She does, like a dry weather footy, but it's wet. Very nice hands, but trickles out of bounds, and the Eastern Devils will take that favour after South Croydon looked to go forward as we go boundary side with Kate Green.
That was very classy by Taylor Black.
Just cut out there, Kate, just the microphone, unfortunately, but I think we're talking about Taylor Black there. Hands running through. Can you pick it up there, Price, which she tries to do, but pressuring wide there for South Croydon. Chaston just gets hands out to Garner. Garner hands it out onto McMillan, who kicks it out in front of the running player, but too far out in probably these conditions. Black now making a run. She's got 2 in behind her, 3 in behind her. It just goes over her head, unfortunately. Big tackle there for Martin, and holds the ball in South Croydon's forward. 45, we said, Josh, I think 45, 40, but definitely in their forward line. Justin does some ruck work now, so doing it all. And for umpire's going to find a free kick, and it's going to go the way of South Croydon.
Might be Amy Grimwade with this free kick. It is Amy Grimwade. Cross down to Kate Green on the boundary.
Number 23, O'Donnell, has just come off to see the for South Croydon.
Thanks, Kate. There's Grimwade. We'll get this shot on goal. It looks like it's going straight through the middle. That is a good kick from Amy Grimwade. After a 3-goal haul last week, has her first goal of this contest. And the South Croydon, I should say, regained their 8-point half-time buffer. 3-2-20. Eastern Devils 2 straight 12 minutes gone here, third quarter in the Deakin Uni match of the round, Scotty.
Simon spoke about it, Amy Grimwade, on pre-game, didn't he? In saying she doesn't necessarily get the reward for her effort in votes and stuff, and he was really happy with her game last week. So to get back on the scoring board when Black isn't able to get on there at the moment, that just helps them out as it gives them a nice little lead to 3-2-20 to 2 goals straight, as we played 13 minutes in this third quarter. The rain's lightened a little bit there. Bjelland's just trying to win these ruck contests for the Devils, and it's going on the far side for the Devils. Kick, finding the play there in Price. Good mark in these conditions as well. Going to take very clean hands here. So Price just far out, just kicks it into the pocket, bouncing ball, and it's going to trickle out of bounds. And at last kick, sorry. And the umpire says that's South Croydon's ball, so McMillan will take it. We spoke about her having the 50 games last week. 51 today, so well done. Oh, kick, good attacking pressure there by South Croydon just to force the ball out.
Boundary.
To go boundary side, Kate Green.
It is actually slowed the game down.
Sorry, we've just lost you again at the start there, Kate. Just that mic's cutting in and out. That umbrella might be causing some issues with the antenna. What's in that?
All I was going to say is just quickly, the Devils have slowed it down to try and be more of their style of game. Have you noticed that?
Have noticed that a little bit. They'll look to try to get it out in the open here, South Croydon. They do, but to no avail.
The tackling pressure this quarter, I think, as well for the Devils has been very good, very strong.
Not 100% sure on the inside 50 count, though. I'm guessing they probably trail that. They've had a couple of inside 50s. Obviously, kicked the first goal this quarter, but they've held up well, the Eastern Devils. There's a holding free kick going in the direction of South Croydon. And it will be Layla Prince, Carlton VFLW player, one of 3, in fact, Carlton VFLW players, alongside Prendergast and Curry. Kick wasn't great. McMillan now up against Michelle West, umpire circling. We'll call for it right in front of the scoreboard. About 15 minutes gone in this third quarter. South Croydon still lead by 8 points, 3-2-20 to the Eastern Devils, 2 straight 12. Price with the tap down after getting into front position, might steal it away from her teammate, doesn't. Ball locked up. South Croydon won't mind this. It's still in there, in between the arcs. The Devils look to get it inside their forward 50 arc. They might get that opportunity here through Jess Morney. From behind was Michelle West. South Croydon have the numbers. O'Toole fumbled it though. And we have a stoppage inside forward 45 for Eastern Devils, Scotty.
Now, unfortunate there for O'Toole, just couldn't get the clean hands, the slippery ball, as the rain's still falling just lightly. Prince and Price go at it. It doesn't go much further than at their feet. So players just looking to move the ball forward at every opportunity, but just can't get through. Like I said, the tackling pressure for both sides been really, really good throughout this whole game.
Absolutely.
And Prince and Price again. Now Devils get it forward, or could be a high. Yes, it is. And she did. You might have picked that up on the mic. There was a duck call. There was a duck, but I think afterwards she went to get back up, and then that's when the high came in. So just outside forward. Price sitting under it, Prince behind to try and get the spoil, but instead McMillan gets the spoil. That could have been a free kick as well, and it is. So 1 for 1 and has been returned. It was just unfortunate that player then slipped and Price gave away the free kick. So now they're looking to switch. McMillan needs a clean kick but doesn't get it, tries to tap it in as much as can. And then it's just left for Price to let it go. And then, yes, they're saying she did. I don't know how good the sound effects mic is, but we'll leave that one. Not bad call, though. And Lay trying to pick it up, already scored the goal today. Oh, nice throw in the boot. Which way is it going to bounce? She tries to use the height, but just bounces over the top of West. So South Croydon look to clear out, but a really nice mark there for McDonald. Too far out. just kicks it on the boot, but a really nice kick. South Croydon need to use their players there, need to talk. They had about 4 of them sitting under that. As hands goes, now looks to switch, but they got this is going to be attacked through the Devils, trying to get clean hands is Giddens, just trying to find players where they can. O'Toole with clean hands, good to see. Now they're kicking it out. Chaston, bit of a foot race on here with Maynard. Now Blacks are playing up forward. Playing up high on the ground. Chaston just kicks on the boot. And another nice mark. Again, well done for both sides in these conditions. So Chaston runs past. Oh, a big barrel just to kick forward. Where's it going to go? Oh, I would have loved to see where it bounced if it went over the head. McDonald, though, clean now through Owen. As we've said, she's had to star in the votes down back. Been monumental for them to keep that composure as Eastern Devils look to clear it out. It goes on that far side, Josh.
It might fumble its way out of bounds. It does now through Maggie McKellar. Now, Fox Footy, the bounce show, they have the big roost. That is a fairly big roost, that kick from Al Chaston before. Absolutely.
Massive barrel, massive.
Got it from centre wing to nearly or beyond centre half forward, an inside forward 50 for South Croydon. It's in their attacking half. 2 minutes left in this third quarter. Less than a lead, 3-2-20 to the Eastern Devils, 2 straight 12.
The theatre in that, I just wanted to, I wasn't going to go for a goal, but I just wanted to see where it sort of skidded along, and there would have been a foot race, and it would have been quite good.
It would have been an unpredictable bounce, given it is a top and given it is a Sharon Footy. As in the middle, there's Heather McMillan, had a good third quarter, had a good game in general as one of the experienced players of this South Croydon lineup. As the ball now fumbling around in the middle of Cheong Park. Neither side is able to grab it out of the stoppage, and we'll have a ball up. So this could be an opportunity. Whoever gets this clearance might get an opportunity on goal. It's Prendergast trying to bustle away through McDonald. Calls for holding the ball, nothing doing. Eastern Devils continue to apply the good pressure, and they will get one more chance. The kick away from Morney, looking in the direction of Michelle West, and the ball's seen out of bounds. Right near the scoreboard retreat, South Croydon 3-2-20. Eastern Devils 2 straight 12. 19 minutes gone, third quarter, and it's in fact a free kick to South Croydon, Scott.
Well, that'd be pleasing at this point, just to where that was in position, and no one really on the mark either, so players maybe a little bit confused. Just kicks on the boot, but Eastern Devils going to get it in the back, just outside half back. Right back pocket, half back flank. Up and over, can Chaston keep it in? No, yes, and does. Well done, but only to their available player, and then gets tackled, and the umpire says it's going to be a free kick for too high again. So a few easy free kicks for South Croydon kept them to have this lead as we're about to sound on the sound of the third quarter. South Croydon 3-2-20. To the Eastern Devils, 2 straight 12. We had Chloe Hunt score the goal in that third quarter alongside Amy Grimwade, and there have been our goal scorers for that third quarter, Josh.
And of course, 2 goals to Tanika Martin in the first 2 quarters. Tanika, I should say.
We'll get there, pal.
We'll get there eventually. Tanika Martin. It'll take a while, but it's Tanika Martin, and a single goal as well for Brenda Lay, the former South Croydon player who's impressed in patches, but we're gearing up for what is going to be a massive final quarter in this top of the table Premier Division clash between South Croydon and the Eastern Devils. When we return, we'll have both coaches, or we'll have messages from both huddles and bring you the final quarter of action out here in the Deakin Uni match of the round, South Croydon against the Eastern Devils. Welcome back to the Deakin Uni match of the round. Top of the table, Premier Division clash. South Croydon leading 3-2-20 against the Eastern Devils. 2 straight to the Bulldogs. Looking to get their first win against the Eastern Devils in the Premier Division at least. And looking to make it back-to-back wins today for their 2 women's side after their Div 3 side. Got the job done 55-2 earlier on today as the rain starts to come down a little bit more. Josh Wood here alongside Scott Hardy and Kate Green. Let's go down to Kate Green, who's braving it on the boundary.
Josh, don't do the caller's curse, please.
I'll try my best not to. I am prone to it, like Brett Beston. Let's have a look at some scores from around the grounds. The only other Premier Division score we've got is Vermont, 4-3-27, leading the Whitehorse Pioneers 1-1-7. Now, I believe we have a wild card pick in the women's podcast, and that was Ryan Long's wild card pick. He tipped Vermont the week prior, and he's done the same here. There's just about to get started in this final quarter. In Division 1, North Ringwood lead 31 to Donvale 29. The last update out there at Donvale Reserve. In fact, it's 36-32, Donvale leading with a minute left in the third quarter. East Ringwood 210-22 to Knox 2-4-16 in that game out at Knox Gardens Reserve. Park Orchards led at halftime against Beaconsfield 37-25, and the Eagles just the one behind. So showing some fight. Beaconsfield in Division 2. Waverley Blues lead 7-7-49 and Berwick are still goalless. No other scores from that division. In Division 3, Moorbuck, they lead 25-8 at a 3-quarter time against Croydon North Hemlock. Mitcham lead against Heathmont 23-22. No update from North Ringwood and Coldstream. And in Division 4, at half-time out at Warrandyte Recreation Reserve, it was 36. Warrandyte, Baronia Gold yet to score. And Warrandyte, I believe it kicked 4 goals, 12 in that game. So a little bit inaccurate. Fair Park at 3-quarter time lead up Frenchie Gully 13-20 and 98. And up Frenchie Gully are yet to score. Bayswater and Montana South, Wanty South lead at 3-quarter time 4-4-28 to 1-5-11. So if they win that, they'll probably get the double chance as Kate Green is circling the South Croydon huddle. So we might get a message from Simon Hammersley soon. But we're all set up for a big finish in this final quarter, aren't we, Scotty?
We are indeed, Josh. It's going to be a really interesting contest, especially with this rain just getting heavier now as we start the perfect timing for it. And
It's time for Grippo.
It is, Kate. It is going to test hands as we go boundary side with Kate Green.
Positive quarter, but as you've always said to us, it's quarter by quarter. What's the message going forward for the final one?
We just want to make sure that, we just felt like we probably dropped away a little bit in the pressure stats there a little bit, and the game sort of opened up but not completely to our favour. So it's just an arm wrestle. It's one of those days. 2 really good teams playing in conditions which are not probably great for brilliant, beautiful football, but we just want to make sure we've got maximum effort for the last 20 minutes and see if we can get the job done.
Thanks, Simon. All the best.
Thanks, Simon. Thanks, Kate Green, as we're plays underway for this fourth quarter. And what a quarter it's going to be between these two sides. It's everything we expected it would be, the close contest. And the rain, unfortunately, has just dampened a few of the scoring opportunities. But some really clean hands and on shows there. McMillan has taken a nice mark for South Croydon. Slightly too far there and well read by O'Hagan. So kicks it on the boot, leaps at it, but just falls. Good crumb there through McDonald to try and find hands into DeSanto. Took it on and was it? No, umpire says it's my ball, sorry. So just in front of the Devils interchange. Running around sort of back there, DeSanto was trying to get hands through. Still running there, trying to get that ball out, but can't, and the umpire says, I'll have it.
That's one magnet switch there from Jason Cridland. Danica DeSanto, after starting the defence, is going into midfield to start this final quarter. As she might get hands on this ball. She'll get a free kick, though, will the Eastern Devils. And it might be going in the direction of Olivia Ang. It is.
DeSanto might get it here.
She might. She decides to go to the lead of Chloe Hunt, coming in like a steam train from behind. Lays at the full of the ball, sets it up to the top of the goal square because Beggs in a one-on-one. And there's a free kick going to Shelley Beggs. And it could be the much-needed first goal for the Eastern Devils in this final quarter to cut the margin back down to 2 points out here at Cheong Park and give them a little momentum heading into the rest of this final quarter. The leading goal kicker for the Eastern Devils comes in pretty much top of the goal square and gets it through. The big first goal of this final quarter goes in the direction of the Eastern Devils and their superstar forward, Shelley Beggs.
Boundary.
3 straight 18, the Eastern Devils. South Croydon 3-2, 22 minutes gone, final quarter. As she crossed down to Kate Green on the boundary, who I believe has Jazz Harrison.
Yes, I do. Jess, it's been very even away. That third quarter, a bit challenging.
You come down a little bit, Kate. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
So moving forward, Jess, what's the message for this final quarter?
I think we just don't worry about the result and just playing the kind of footy that we want to play, which is being first to the footy has been the big message in this last quarter. Just make sure we give it everything. We're not second to the footy and, the results will come if that's how it's meant to be. So,
thanks very much, Jess. All the best.
Thanks, Kate. And yeah, it's true. Just take the contest on. Bjelland just trying to push it forward through that ruck, which he does. Ang trying to get clean hands and does that as well. But cut off in front there, Charleston. Hands through. Good running play. I've got the spare over in McDonald. Ang gets the ball back. Just looks, nice smother there by Chaston. Again, we've said doing it all today. And it's going to be awarded a free kick for that pressure. Throwing of the ball there by McDonald. So the pressure by Chaston looks to the centre of the ground. Unfortunately, just couldn't get it on the chest and out in front hands by Prendergast. And the umpire says, "I'll have it," as the tackle's applied. Straight directly in front of us. Morrow in the ruck contest against Bjelland. Or pulling or over the shoulder. I think he got either hair or shoulder there, but free kick, well deserved for Price. Price just kicks on the far side, finds the open player. Now looking for leads coming out of the Devils forward line. Got Hunt spare, which he does, all just overhead, just unfortunate there. So now South Croydon need to find that option to get it out of their back line. Throwing through O'Toole, but tackled by Price, and the umpire says, "I'll have it."
We have a 3-quarter time score at Dominique Reserve. Park Orchards look home, 7:15:57 to Beaconsfield. Still just the one behind in that contest out there at Dominique Reserve. Meanwhile, out here at Cheong Park, Eastern Devils looking to hit the lead for the first time today, but South Croydon prevent them from doing that. Morrow got it out wide looking for McKellar. The boundary line might beat her. No, she kept it in really well. Now a pack forms. 3 Eastern Devils players alongside 3 South Croydon players, and they all see it out of bounds. So we'll have this ball tossed up, centre wing far side. 5 minutes gone in this final quarter. South Croydon lead 3-2-20 to the Eastern Devils. 3 straight 18 as there's a high free kick going in the direction of Jamie Lee Morrow. So South Croydon will get another opportunity to foray forward. A big pack forms on the far side, half forward flank for South Croydon. Morrow decides to go a little bit inboard. Kick was dangerous. Eastern Devils had plenty of numbers around it. South Croydon managed to lock it up. And this ball will be tossed up. Once again, centre wing far side. 5.5 minutes gone now in this final quarter. As a hush goes around Cheong Park. It's set to be a tense final quarter. The Eastern Devils get that clearance though. Lay applying the strong tackle. An umpire will call for it. Left half forward flank right on the tip of the centre square. And it was Brenda Lay who applied that tackle as Jamie Lee Morrow goes up in ruck against Bjelland. Bjelland won it down. It's Curry who's going to run onto it, but Bjelland stole it away from her, gets it inside 50. The Devils might have one more chance to get a goal here. Hunt run down from behind and gives away gets the push in the back, free kick I should say. And Chloe Hunt, she's got a thumping left boot on her. Conditions might make this tricky for her, but this to give the Eastern Devils the lead for the first time today. They've been very accurate in front of goal. Haven't missed any opportunity that they've had, have the Eastern Devils. And Chloe Hunt can go back and kick her second goal in the Eastern Devils colours this season. Got a fair piece of it. drifted to the right and stays there. 1 point the difference now. 3-1-19 Eastern Devils. South Croydon 3-2-20. 7 minutes gone. Final quarter in this Deakin Uni match of the round.
Thanks, Josh. Yeah, you're right. There's been a bit of a lull, a bit of a quiet tenseness around the ground. It's died down a bit. It's not because the rain's pushing people back. It's more they're condensed under cover. But I think they're just holding breath as the pressure by the Devils has definitely lifted. You can tell that. And South Croydon just need to find a way to get that composure and get that lead a little bit in the more comfortable zone. They're still leading just by 1 point, but as we've seen there, that pressure by the Devils is applying and keeping it on, especially around the contest. Like I said, I like that move with DeSanto moving up. She looks really fluid around the contest, always looking for a quick option and moves from left to right as the Devils win the tap down. Justin gets a free kick there. I'm concerned about them as looks to this commentary side kicks, but had too many Devils around and just fell short. So now Ang just tries to get it forward. DeSanto is there just out the back. She's going to have to apply a good tackle, which she does. Unlucky to be not rewarded there and a big dumping tackle, but umpire says I'll have it. And we get a ball up just on the other side of the cricket pitch. Probably about 50 metres out from Eastern Devils goal. Bjorn, big, strong tap, falls at Price. Called her name as well a lot today, Price up forward. Good running hands. Ang throws it on the right boot. A little bit of a dribbler. Hard to see through the congestion which way it's going to go. South Croydon just need to rush it, and which they do. But we're going to tied up ball game now. That's 3-2-20 to both the South Croydon Eastern Devils, as we've played 8 minutes 30 in this last quarter. And have we got a last quarter for you, Josh?
We've got an absolute ripping final quarter out here at Cheong Park. What can South Croydon muster? They haven't really had it in their attacking half. They can't get it in there, though, because Chloe Hunt took the intercept mark as they look to risk it to South Croydon. They have the numbers at this pack. It falls out now to Giddens. The handball was dangerous, and there's going to be a ball up, no, a high free kick going in the direction of South Croydon. It looks like it's going to Sarah O'Toole. Got Kuru calling for it.
Fortunate there, South Croydon to be awarded again, that pressure. They probably just, with that kick, you'd see Simon just sort of duck their head as soon as that kick went just to the opposition. They probably just need to lower the eyes, look for the little chip balls like this one, Josh, and then trying to find the play and then move it up forward. Plenty of time left in this last quarter.
Absolutely. It's South Eastern Devils who have well and truly gotten on top in this contest, though, as they look to press home their advantage in this final quarter. Paige Price from behind couldn't get the ball, and the umpire circling will call my ball, and this ball tossed up. 9.5 minutes gone in this final quarter. Still locked up, 20 apiece. Both kick 3-2-20 as DeSanto looks to change that. Just got the kick out of thin air. Trying to bustle away through her teammate. They managed to get it out here to Jess Morney, whose kick was a pretty decent one. Cridlin came in from behind and was mown down by Maggie McKellar. And the Port Melbourne Premiership player is rewarded with the free kick at centre half back as she plays on immediately. Got a player on the far side. That player is Rachel Giddens. They look to just slow the tempo down, and now they go down the line to Amy Grimwade, offering a really good lead and taking a really good mark. There is Grimwade. Looks in the direction of Curry and Morrow. The Eastern Devils win out, but on the ground, Curry doing her stuff. It's fallen out here for the Eastern Devils as Meads. They can't escape from their defensive half, and there's a holding free kick going to South Croydon, so they're going to get an opportunity to go inside 50 here are the Bulldogs. It might be going in the direction of Nicole Garner, who has it at the right half forward flank for them, Scotty.
Thanks, Josh. Crowd's definitely lifted. You can hear them now as it goes to the favour, and they're in the dominant position here to puts on the boot. Where's it going to go? But it goes through hands of Price now. It's going to fall at feet, but Price still manages to get back to Owen. Two of them that we've called today and plays stack on, and the umpire says, I'll have it. We're probably only about 15 metres out from South Croydon's goal on the angle. So tapping ball there through Price, just gets out the back behind them, but Curry quick to it. Tackling pressure by DeSanto. And the umpire says, I'll have it. Hasn't moved much further. So Rucks go at it. Murray just needs to find that position to win it down, but Price gets the tap. Really nice tap down to Stratton, and Stratton just throws it on the boot. Ang underneath it. Good contest with Prendergast. The umpire says that's a free kick, and it's going towards Prendergast, I would believe.
It is.
Thank you, Josh. It's outside the 40, so too far. Just kicks on the boot in front. Strong mark there for McCullough. Maggie McCullough in front. So he needs to take the time. He scored. It's a good score, but you want the goal in this. It is a tight angle, probably about 25 metres out. So Maggie McCullough coming in, throws it on the right boot, looking nice off the boot, and she kicks it. South Croydon take the lead back in the 12-minute mark.
Boundary. I hope you can hear this down here.
It's definitely increased, Kate. Yes, it has. So South Croydon 4-2-26 to the Eastern Devils 3-2-20.
They're getting up and about here at Cheong Park. The South Croydon Bulldogs have hit the lead once again. We've got 7 minutes left in this final quarter. Can they hang on and defeat the Eastern Devils for the first time in the Premier Division?
No caller's curse there, Josh.
I hope not. As we go back up in the middle of Cheong Park. Price is now into ruck, up against Price as well. It's the Eastern Devils Price that wins out. Got it to Stratton. They look to go inside 50 here. The Eastern Devils running onto it was Brenda Lay. Tried to dance away past her opponent. Can't. Umpire called play on. McMillan managed to get it out. It's Cridlin just forced to throw it on the boot twice. Kicks were ineffective, and this ball tossed up right half forward flank. Around 45 metres out from this Eastern Devils goal line. Can they get a goal? They've kicked 1 goal, 2 in this final quarter. And it's DeSanto just trying to bustle her way through. Manages to garnish a handball. Ang is out the back. They use her now. Her kick again was ineffective. Giddens blocking it, and South Croydon can clear the defensive lines, albeit temporarily. Grimwade, her kick went backwards. Umpire called play on. Price spins around, gets it to the hot spot. In front position there was Chelsea Wilkinson. A big pack is starting to form, and there's a holding free kick going to the Devils.
Boundary.
We go down boundary side to Kate Green.
Is this turning into a kick for kick quarter?
I reckon it is.
It was bound to happen.
And the free kick, it looks like it's going to Michelle West. It is, who's kicked 4 goals this season, has Michelle West. Can she tie things up once again? She can! 4-2-26 apiece. 14 and a half minutes gone in this final quarter. It's going to be a grandstand final 5 minutes out here at Cheong Park, Scotty.
It is, Josh. And like I said, we were probably thinking this was how it's going to be in that first quarter, just that goal back. And it's been such a tight contest. And now, obviously, a little bit more fatigue now takes the composure of both sides. Like I said, you just can't rush these things. You've got plenty of time on the board, and the scores will come. So the umpire looks, and the rain is not stopping. It is not going away. Simons wants that message delivered straight away, telling his runner to get out there quick as DeSanto picks it up. Just kick. It's going to be a free kick towards Chaston. Again, causing issues around the contest.
Boundary.
Concerned about them as we go boundary side. Kate
It's
Green.
just silly little mistakes like that.
It is, and that's where we were saying that composure. No, it loves the barrel. Another nice barrel. Yes, good mark there. That'll be on the highlight reel for Pendergast to take the mark. Plays around the player, kicks it in front. Where's Black? Black tries to use it. Oh, thought it was good. Going to be a good mark there. Player out the back, through hands, and kicks a goal. Morrow.
Number 19.
Yeah, that's Morrow. Jamie Lee Morrow has kicked the goal. Was spare out the back there. Just no one manning her up, and she's kicked the goal. So South Croydon lead 5-2-32 to Eastern Devils 4-2-26. 16 minutes in the last quarter.
4 minutes left.
My heart's racing.
You're not the only one, Kate Green. I'm sure every heart is racing out here at Cheong Park.
And for the neutral fan, this is the game you want on coverage, isn't it?
Absolutely. This has to be one of the games of the season out here at Cheong Park. Back up in the middle we go. There's a free kick. It's going to South Croydon. I'm not 100% sure what that was. But Layla Prince,
entered the contest before the ball up.
as Prince goes out to Katie Prendergast. Ain came in from the side. They shepherd out their own opponents, teammates through South Croydon. DeSanto went the kick off the ground. It's now out here for Taylor O'Hagan. Is there a free kick going to Chaston? It is. The South Croydon faithful are up and about.
I can barely hear you guys through my headphones.
It's real. Sorry, Josh.
I can understand that, as Chaston, probably been South Croydon's best on ground, looks in the Morrow direction, can't take the mark, did really well to work her opponent under the ball. She might get the free kick, she won't. Umpire will call for it right in front of us at the left half forward flank for South Croydon. Can they get another or lock it in their attacking half to seal victory? It's Price, who wasn't pinged. Pushing her way out was Ellie McDonald. Price goes through the middle of Cheong Park. They have to take risk now, do the Eastern Devils, if they are to win this game. West got the kick off the ground. She might look to take it off the ground again. It's a foot race. McMillan up against Brenda Lay. Lay pushed McMillan out. Got it out to Jess Morney, whose kick will be intercepted. There's a free kick off the ball going to the Eastern Devils, as West looks to play on immediately. The big play there from South Croydon. That might have been Sarah O'Toole, it was. And she'll be pinged. So there's a free kick. 2 minutes left.
What was that for?
It's holding the ball.
They dived on it.
And it looks like it's Brenda Lay who sets it up to the hot spot. Hunt coming in from behind. South Croydon get the spoil in. It's Black who's worked her way in her defensive half. Got it out to Chaston, who goes the barrel once again. It might favour Prendergast. Doing really well there was Gemma Owen. Prendergast did better. And the ball will be tossed in, Scotty. 1.5 minutes left in this final quarter.
Great call, Josh. That contest there, and Prendergast, great use of the body, just knew exactly where she wanted to get it and got it. So Price attacks it for the tap down through. The Devils now got hands in players of Murray. Murray just kicks it on the boot. Now it's going to bounce forward, but picks up there. It looked like Black, I think. It kicks on the boot, but only goes as far as McDonald. McDonald throws on the boot. Which way? Good spoil there for South Croydon. Now needs composure. As she took it in front of Beggs, applies that tackling pressure there. Umpire says, I'll have it.
They're riding every bump, every spoil, every kick, Scott, out here.
From what was a library is now turned into a very, very noisy ground, which you love to see. So now Black trying to get it out, playing in a different role. The forward line is totally empty for South Croydon. They have pushed everyone back behind this ball. The only player is McCullough, who's standing at wing position. So now South Croydon, can they get it forward? Oh, there's a high. That has to be a free. She's took it on, just unfortunately there by the Eastern Devils player, just over the shoulder as running past. So free kick to Isabel Curry. Got time to go, and we're really ticking on here. About to have the siren. I would suggest it's probably going to be too far out for the Devils. And there's the siren. South Croydon have come away with the victory. 5-2, 32.
The coaches.
Eastern Devils 4-2, 26.
Sorry, Scott, the coach's box is insane.
It is, and Simon very composed, keeping the hands in the pocket. Still a man who's very, very calm under pressure.
What a game, Scott. I'm calling it here and now. This was the game of the season out here at Cheong Park. The two best sides in the women's competition, and they proved it here with a hard-fought contest, some clean skills. It's South Croydon who end up on top, though, defeating the Eastern Devils for the first time and ending the Devils' 33-game undefeated streak in the Premier Division. Their women's sides go 2 for 2 today as well, with the Division 3 side winning earlier on. What a day it is for the South Croydon women's program, and it locks up a double chance for the Bulldogs, and that is going to give them a lot of confidence heading into a potential final. In fact, a final against the Eastern Devils, because they've locked up.
Just have Simon with me.
Simon, congratulations on your first victory against the Eastern Devils. You must be over the moon to have held on in what was an epic contest out here.
Yeah, stressful finish. Might take a while to unwind from that, I think.
Understandably so, but you must be proud of just how the ladies were able to hold on, and even when the Devils got those couple of goals, they were able to fight back and were able to pull through.
Yeah, look, it's sometimes they take a little bit to get wound up sometimes. You go, why do you have to wait until somebody actually puts it on you before you come back out and show your real best? But the last quarter was obviously two great teams just genuinely having a crack at the footy. So, good footy. Took a while to get there through the game, but the last quarter was, just two great teams having a good old crack.
And it probably opened up in that last quarter. Is that sort of what is that the message sort of at three-quarter time, where you sort of saying play with a little bit more confidence and obviously that belief in your side?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, it's no secret to Josh and Ryan that I say that our side is built to go for the 80 minutes, and we will hang our hat on that every week. So if we think with the game is sort of there at three-quarter time that we back ourselves in, we can get it done, just purely for the fact that the way we play the game and the way we rotate, that we're always in the mix. And it's nice to get the monkey off the back, honestly. It's just, so across the program, I think it's 17-1 in their favour across the two teams. So we've had a couple of really great wins today. The Rezzies have locked up a spot in the finals too, which is great reward for effort them. And they're probably going to blow the roof off the roof.
Well, I was going to say, you go, mate. We don't want to hold you. We don't want to hold you up. You've done really well today. So congratulations, and thank you so much for your time out there.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much to Simon
The girls were running off. I was like, I can't leave the coach back there. It was a great victory. You've got to enjoy it. So
absolutely.
Yeah, what a game, mate. What a game.
It's probably their best victory ever, over the past couple of seasons, because as I mentioned, the Eastern Devils, they came charging in the early stages. They got some hits in, and then were able to pull back were South Croydon, and were able to hang on.
It just seemed, that through that most of that last quarter, it was really in the Eastern Devils sort of half. There was the opportunity there with Morey taking that kick and obviously allowing them.
And
as we go,
we're just about to be joined by Jason Cridlin down on ground level. In fact, he is joining us now as he just puts the headset on. Jason, commiserations on the loss, but you must be proud of the ladies' resilience to just keep fighting right into the final minute of the game.
Yeah, I was really, really proud of them as a group. I actually just said to them, other than the grand final win last year, probably the proudest I've been. And you can win as many games in a row as you like, but these type of games are really good for your character and resilience. And what I wanted to see was effort and a fight, and we certainly did that. We knew realistically going in we had a few out, and obviously a quarter of their side that played today can't play finals, so we weren't overly too fussed about the result. It was more about the effort we put in, and I can't question the girls' commitment, and South Croydon played a great game as well. I think it was a really good spectacle of Premier Women's football with a lot of very talented footballers out there, and I think it's really set it up for a really good final series with not just the two of us, but also the other two teams that make it are very talented, so I look forward to it.
Well, thank you very much for your time. We're about to lose your voice, so I don't want to ask you too many more questions. We really appreciate your effort, and good luck for finals. We're going to be seeing a lot more of you in the coming few weeks.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
Thanks there to Jason Cridlin for joining us. And he isn't wrong. He should absolutely be proud, because the resilience, the character that this Eastern Devils lineup showed was on show today in this match of the round.
I was going to ask you a question, Josh, but I just felt, his voice is really struggling, and it's already raining, so I thought, look, we'll let him get in. And like you said, there's some changes that both sides are going to make heading towards finals, and sometimes you just run the race of seeing how it plays out, because at the end of the day they're always going to be sort of at the top anyway, so it's just how it plays out from here.
Absolutely. Now let's give our 3-2-1. Or do you have just a best on ground for this game?
I think we're both. Well, I think we're both on the same page. I think Eloise Chaston has to. For me, has to be standout. I just thought from around the contest, the pressure, every position.
Absolutely, they were absolutely superb. And we're on an AFLW list not too long ago. Was Eloise Chaston, and showed why. Just absolutely brilliant through midfield. Kate Green, do you have a best on ground, or do you agree with El Chaston?
South Croydon, whole team. No, seriously, I can't pick a best on, particularly with South Croydon, because as Simon always says, and has so many other coaches say, it's a team effort.
I like the
can't-
diplomatic approach. But
I can't believe I predicted a win.
Yeah. Well, you were right. Scott, myself, and Ryan were wrong.
that's all right. And that's all right, because the contest that we got today from both sides was what we wanted to see in football. And
Absolutely.
obviously, it just gives us a really good insight as to what's going to come up in a final series. That's going to be really exciting now.
Oh, it absolutely is going to be an exciting final series, especially when these two go head-to-head, because they've got locked in a qualifying final between these two in a couple of weeks' time.
2 weeks' time, Jason's just said.
Yeah, so looking for it.
so-
So hopefully that's as good of a contest. I'm sure it absolutely will be, that game out at I'm not 100% sure on the finals venues. It could be Quamby Reserve or HE Parker Reserve as well. But I'm certainly looking forward to seeing when these two next meet in a qualifying final, or a second semi-final actually, in the Deakin Uni Women's Competition Final Series.
Was it it was both of you that said this was the best game we've seen all season?
This is 100%. It has to be the best game of the season. There have been some close games, most notably 2 games out at East Ringwood Reserve, but this game it was played like a finals game. Just the intensity in that first half, it started to open up, and both sides showed their class in that second half. So, absolutely loved every minute of it. Unfortunately, we're going to have to close things off out here at Cheong Park. Don't forget
Thank you, gentlemen.
and thank you to Kate Green,
thank you.
doing a magnificent job as always. The best in the business down on ground level.
3 votes to the umbrella.
Yeah,
held
3
up.
votes to
Although
the umbrella.
reception might have caused a few issues with.
And 3 votes to Kay Green as well, doing a magnificent job on the boundary. Megan Green doing a superb job behind the lens. The best camera woman in the business. My co-caller today. Absolute pleasure calling alongside you, Scotty.
Thanks, Josh. It was a great game, and I'm glad I got down here to see what we're saying is one of the best games, and it really was. Neither side gave an inch, and it was just by the kick of it at the end.
It absolutely was. And of course, don't forget to tune in. Eastland match of the round coming up shortly. Kimberley Reserve, Churnside Park, White Horse Pioneers, second versus third in Division 4. So it should be an entertaining contest. Ryan Long leading the charge there in the pre-game show alongside Ray Baird and Blake Whispers Tennant. For now, though, I've been Josh Ward. That's been Scott Hardy and Kate Green alongside Megan Green. Thank you for tuning in to the Deakin Uni match of the round. We'll see you next week for the final round of the home and away season.
Thanks, Dangles.